Hi, I'm Nicolas Magrino from Shoresides. Public media, community media, is essential. It's where we reflect our world through your neighbors' stories. This year, Shoresides has been challenged by Newsmatch, which means every dollar you give between November 1st and December 31st will be matched dollar for dollar. It takes about $410 to produce one Shoresides story, covering our producers, the tools, and the time it takes to get it right. Help us tell the next one. Big, little, or somewhere in the middle, your support goes a long way. Visit shoresides.org. That's www.shoresides.org. And thanks for listening.
Close the nutritional food insecurity gap with dignity forever. I think the young people that founded FarmLink actually have a solution. We can, quote unquote, rescue this nutritious produce in its freshest state from these farms, orchards, and vineyards, distribute it to these very remote rural communities that are in dire need. And we can do so on the grower or the farmer schedule, which means then it's successful for the farmer.
Welcome to Shoresides, where we explore the coastal North Carolina region's past, present, and future to promote community resilience. I'm Nicolas Magrino. The recent government shutdown has stretched charitable food networks to their limit. One organization says it's found a way to close the gap between farms and food banks without adding bureaucracy. We'll speak to Mike Meyer, head of Farmer Advocacy for FarmLink, to learn more about how new ideas are shaping the future of food.
I am with the charity, the FarmLink Project. My official title is Head of Farmer Advocacy. What I really do is I advocate throughout the food pipeline, beginning with the farmers, obviously through the packing operations and distribution, all the way up to basically the food service distributors. So more the commercial ag production pipeline, if you will.
FarmLink started in 2020, and Meyer's connection to North Carolina goes back even further. After hurricanes wiped out parts of the state, he helped deliver apples into areas where trucks couldn't reach.
The real tragedy is that, a significant portion of North Carolina, for just a dumb old cowboy way to say it, basically got wiped out. And, there were some charities that, maybe the simple way to say this, roads were knocked out, right? Bridges were knocked out, power was knocked out. And there were some areas of North Carolina where the charities were actually putting the apples on pack animals, if you will, to get these apples into these incredibly distressed areas. So just awful. And I guess the additional sad news is that some of those communities in North Carolina, I'm 65 years old, may not get rebuilt in my lifetime.
In North Carolina, the political standoff in Washington isn't just a headline. It's showing up in empty pantry shelves and longer lines at food banks.
Need has grown at a rate that the hunger-fighting charity system, if you will, just does not see. That's probably a good thing. That we don't see this very often, and we hope we don't see this for very long. It is fair to say that the charity system and the donor resources are stretched to the brink. I think every charity leader that you would speak to right now would say, we're stretching, and then we're learning how to stretch even more. It also goes to show just how fragile the nutritional food system in our country, in terms of reaching those that we really need to reach, how fragile that system is.
Meyer says food banks and charities are vital, but after decades of effort, the hunger problem remains.
The food banks are incredibly valuable members of their community. They are operated by angels. But in 50 years of trying, we have not solved nutritional food insecurity. And nutritional food insecurity in our country is measured, and it is the measurement of affordable, consistent access to nutritional foods.
Meyer says the idea behind FarmLink started with a simple question: what if we treated food like water?
Call it the water vision, right? We don't truck water all over this country. We produce fresh water, fresh, safe drinking water, and every home hopefully has it. And they can access this when they want to, so they have complete dignity associated with it. No long lines, right? No taking numbers, that sort of thing.
He says FarmLink's model works the same way, getting fresh food directly where it's needed, without the wait.
In the two previous apple harvests in the West Virginia area, and with these potato operations, we've been able to demonstrate that we can do the farm to charity link, the FarmLink, if you will.
Meyer says several state agriculture departments have already tested the approach and found it works.
Commissioners of agriculture in these states kind of led this this innovation incubators, if you will, in West Virginia, in Virginia. And it's like, yes, this is correct. This can work at a fraction of the cost. It can reach more people. We can deliver sufficient amounts of nutritional food into these very remote communities, fraction of the cost of the classical models that are being executed now, and in such quantity that the cup truly runs over.
By building a direct pipeline between farms and food banks, FarmLink hopes to cut down on produce waste and make sure fresh food reaches the people who need it most.
Food banks are the classical structures and the systems are wonderful. They're wonderful members of their community, right? But we still basically have, on an average across the United States, this 13, 14, 15% nutritional food insecurity.
That means millions of Americans still don't have reliable access to healthy food. And Meyer says the problem is getting worse.
The bad news is over the last 3 years, it's been going up. So nutritional food insecurity is going up, produce waste is going up, and we're losing 30 to 40,000 farmers a year. So we've got every measurement going in the wrong direction, and we're spending a lot of money.
At the same time, Meyer says America's farmers are producing more than ever.
The farmers today of North America are the most technologically advanced group of folks and families that this world has ever produced, right? So it's no secret that we produce an abundance of these produce items. It's no secret that we waste this incredibly healthy, nutritious produce for any number of reasons. Some of them may be cosmetic. Some of them may be that the apple is simply not red enough, right? Or the potato is simply not big enough, or the strawberry is too big.
He says that's where FarmLink steps in, to make sure what's grown makes it to the dinner table.
And so we've got these phenomenal farming systems and ranching systems that are going out there producing all of this abundance. And so FarmLink is saying, this is what we need to close that gap.
FarmLink's goal isn't to overhaul the charitable food system, but to make it stronger.
And one of the reasons why we get along so well with the food banks is we're not here to remove anything. We're here to serve, right? So, these fresh apples, any charity, including the food banks, raise their hands like, here they come, right? They're coming to you. They're going to be delivered to you on the schedule that you can take. But we have even more, right? And like I said, it's not just apples. There's potatoes, there's grapes, there's tomatoes, there's, pears, right? Peaches, there's significant healthy produce, peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, cabbage.
Meyer thinks that local governments are starting to pay attention. He believes that through their cooperation with FarmLink, charitable food can not only meet this tumultuous political moment, but also prepare for whatever comes next.
So yes, I think it's adaptable, and we've proven it, right? We've done it multiple times, right? Anybody can do anything once, right? So so we've done it multiple times over multiple seasons with multiple crops in multiple states.
For Meyer, it's not a matter of if it can be done. It's a matter of when. The ideas and motive are there. All that Meyer feels is needed now is to push the powers that be to embrace them.
And, it just simply takes time. But I think it is fair to say, I think it's accurate to say, that these secretaries of agriculture at the state level, directors of agriculture at the state level, commissioners of agriculture at the state level have now heard out of the mouths of their own, right? It's not like, oh, here comes this guy wearing a cowboy hat or this gal, representing this charity called FarmLink coming in here and saying, it's the own commissioners of agriculture and secretaries of agriculture from these states, directors of agriculture say, you know what, they've done this in my state. They've shared their economics back. I've talked to my farmers. They're like, yeah, this works.
Meyer says that kind of endorsement, coming directly from the states, is what gives FarmLink momentum.
The farmers really and truly want to improve the nutritional outcomes of their fellow USA and Canadian residents. They really do. They don't want to go broke doing it. They want to be healthy and in their lives also, but they want their fellow travelers to be healthy and happy. They really do.
He says that shared sense of purpose, from the farmers to the families they feed, is what drives the work forward.
I think it fills the hearts of everybody from the seedbed to the stomach. And that's what I would say about American agriculture, these farmers and ranchers that I work with, and their desire to nourish their fellow traveler on this spaceship we call Earth.
From Shoresides, this is Nicolas Magrino. Learn more about Shoresides at shoresides.org. Thanks for listening.